right, poll watch. I got polls for you guys, and it is nothing but good news. Tons and tons of good news. 3 pieces of good news, including what I mean by crossing over 270 electoral college votes. Obviously, if on election night, election week, Biden at some point crosses 270, he wins the election. That's what you need, 270 electoral college votes. And I'll explain what I mean by him crossing it now. First, thank our sponsor, twostrongcoffee.com/TYT for making this possible. They're progressive coffee. What does that mean? They go out and picket and protest if they need to. No, it means they're organic, they're fair trade. And if you buy 2 bags or more, they give some of the proceeds to progressive causes, which no other product would have the courage to do, like Rebellion Pack, which has got another ad coming out against Trump soon. They help support them, and it's delicious. And it's too strong. All right, you get it. Let's move on. So, as you can tell, I'm in a good mood. It's partly the coffee. No joke, I'm about to drink some. Okay, it's certainly not my fantasy football team, that's for sure. But these polls have me in a good news anyway. All right, first set of polling, Nick Schilling becoming a supporter. That's the other folks who make these videos possible. You guys, you hit the click button below. You click the join button below the video if you're watching on YouTube and you become a Young Turks member on YouTube. And I'll try to read out your names as I do the video. Upgrades, I'll also read out. And thank you to everybody who uses Super Chat. For everyone else that's watching this somewhere else, really easy to become a member, tyt.com/join. Okay, look at that. Truth New Jersey 09, Jesse Richmond are members already, and it's great to see them. I see them all the time here. Mort Najus just joined. Thank you, Mort. Appreciate it. Mort's a nice old school name. All right, so first piece of good news. New poll out, Washington Post, ABC News. Biden crushing 12-point lead. Arcelli, thank you for becoming a supporter. 12 points among registered voters and 12 points among likely voters. So both, okay? On registered, it's 53-41. I give you the exact number because there's a funny aspect to this. So the number one issue is coronavirus. So how do they think Trump is doing on coronavirus? 58% of the country, or registered voters, say they disapprove of how he's handling it. So that's a disaster. If you're losing that badly on the main issue, you're in a world of hurt. Then secondly, they say 62% say that they don't trust Trump at all on information about the virus. Now think about that. A stunning, whopping 62% of the country says, we think the president's a liar, and if he tells us something that is a life or death issue on coronavirus information, we don't believe him. Look, that's amazing. This election should already be over, but what I'm about to tell you and what I've been telling you for the last week is it actually kind of is. So we'll explain that. But ain't no incumbent ever win in the history of mankind when 62% of the country says, no, I don't trust them to tell me the truth about the most important issue in the country, and that might affect my health and my life. It's not a thing where an incumbent with that kind of number wins. It's not possible. So I know, knock on wood, and don't jinx it, and remember 2016. I got it. My job is to give you the information. But one little funny part of that is that 53% say I'm voting for Biden. 62% say, oh no, I think Trump's a pathological liar and I don't trust him on coronavirus information at all. Wait a minute, that means there's 9% who are like, oh no, the president's the most unreliable liar there is, and if he told me something about coronavirus, I wouldn't believe him for a second. So you're not voting for him. No, I'm thinking about voting for him. So, and the reason for that is because politics is all become about our identities. What do we view ourselves as? It doesn't have to be just race or gender. It could be our political identities, but it gets to our core identities, so that some conservatives, just because their identity, the part of who they are, is being conservative. It's not like, hey, I kind of like politics on the side, or no, it is who I am. So it'd be like voting against yourself. So they say, yeah, we know our leader's a schmuck and a liar, but I'm not going to vote against myself. So that's why the partisanship is so dug in this country. One of the really important reasons why. I'm going to write more about that in my book when that comes out a million years from now. JusticeIsComingBook.com if you want to buy that, JusticeIsComingBook.com. you pre-buy it. All right, now second great piece of news. By the way, buying things, I love this shirt. I want to show you guys real quick. This is on shoptyt.com. This is Mitch better have my money. This is Mitch McConnell. Obviously, there's a lot of things. Stimulus bill. He's blocked $15 minimum wage. He's blocking literally billions of dollars worth of higher wages for all of you guys out there. At least some of you guys, when it comes to minimum wage and then higher wages on other laws and bills. Mitch blocks all of them. That's why we did this t-shirt, shoptyt.com. Let me give you the second piece of great news in the polling. Mail-in ballots. Democrats have almost a 2-to-1 advantage in mail-in ballots requested. In any normal election, if you saw that whichever party is losing 2-to-1 on requested ballots, their heads would explode and they'd go, it's over, we're never going to catch up. Now, this is a slightly different dynamic because their knucklehead leader told them not to do mail-in ballots. And so that's a disaster already for the Republican Party, and the Republican senators realize that, etc. And they're trying to backpedal out of it. But at least in this case, Trump has also told his voters, you must go vote in person. So maybe that negates the advantage a tiny bit, right? But the reality is, a vote in is a vote you can't reverse. And any person running would rather have a vote banked already than hoping for people to show up on actual day of voting and stand in lines, and what if it rains, what if there's other issues, etc. Laverne Cox, thank you for using Super Chat. How you doing? I don't know if that's the real Laverne Cox, but if it is, fantastic. If it isn't, thank you for using Super Chat anyway. Robin Loza, thank you for joining Young Turks membership. So guys, banking those votes for sure makes all the difference. So now those are the requested ballots, but how many people sent it in right now? Well, the percentage there is 56 to 24 lead for people who are registered as Democrats requesting and sending in their ballot. The Democrats have a 56-24 lead. That affects Biden and Trump, but it affects all the other elections as well. No one has ever seen a lead that large banked already for one party. Now, of course, if they're registered Democrat or Republican, that doesn't mean they for sure voted in that direction. But it's a hell of a sign. It's a really good sign, right? Pretty good indication. So that's why the Republicans are in a cold sweat panic. They're trying to cancel locations you could bring in mail-in ballots in Texas because they're worried Cornyn might lose, their number 2 senator. At this point, Texas is in play. It's no longer solid Republican. And that's the last thing I'm going to get to in a second. But so right now, the mail-in ballot advantage for the Democrats is historic. It is an epic lead. And so, and when you combine that when the original polling I read you guys, the Washington Post ABC one, the 12-point lead for Biden, that counts the people who are going to do mail-in votes and the people who are going to come in person. So any way you slice it, right now, Biden's got a gigantic lead. Now, what does it mean that he crossed over 270 electoral college votes? Now, the way that analysts rank this is there's some states that are solidly red and solidly blue. They almost never move. So Rhode Island, Hawaii, California are always blue. And Alabama and Mississippi are always red, right? And so I'll give you the numbers on those in a second. Then there are ones that lean in a certain direction. Lean is a really good indication that that party is going to win those seats. And then you've got things that are on the bubble, okay, that are in the middle and toss-ups. So right now, you already know that Trump is in a world of hurt because Texas has now become a toss-up. Ain't no Republican winning a national election when Texas is a toss-up. So that doesn't affect anything electorally because if Trump still holds on to it, he still gets all of their electoral college votes. It's just a sign and a symbol. Before I keep going, let me shout out the last couple of members that joined. Joe Smith, thank you for using Super Chat. Joe Brown just joined up, which we really appreciate. I wish I could read off all your Super Chats, but I'm doing the best I can here. Jake Delabebs just joined, and Keisha Florida just joined. Everybody remember to vote in Keisha, Florida. I'm here to do dad jokes all day long. Scream to Breathe Music just joined. Join button below the video. You hit it. Super easy. You support the show. You are the Young Turks. You get these important messages out without any bias. So I say without any bias because we were telling you in 2016 that Trump had a very good chance of winning, and now I'm telling you he has a very low chance of winning. It isn't whether I like Trump or I don't. I loathe Trump, but I was really worried he was going to win last time. Now, honestly, if the election were held today, other than stealing the election, I wouldn't be worried at all. But it's such a landslide, it makes it much, much harder to steal the election, too. So I just want to keep it real on that. Steve Chavez, thank you for using Super Chat, brother. Appreciate it. That's great. The August 24th, thank you. And Casey, thank you for all for signing up. Love it, guys. Let me finish up here because it's really important. So I say as if you're the ones blocking me. I'm just excited to see your guys' names. So here we go. So what is solid, Trent Holmes, thanks for signing up. What is solid for Joe Biden and what is solid for Donald Trump? Right now, as things stand, you have 125 electoral college votes that are solid for Donald Trump. So those are red states, and they're going to go to him: Alabama, Mississippi, Idaho, etc. Okay, 125. That's a bad number. You want it to be much closer to 270, so you have a better chance of winning. What is solid for Joe Biden? Right now, it is 203 electoral college votes that are solid for Biden. No chance of moving. So double-digit leads, etc., right? The double-digit lead is not the exact standard, but they're so solid, again, it's statistically near impossible for them to move. For Trump or Biden on their solid ones. So in that case, Biden's already got 203 in the bank, so it really doesn't take much to win, okay? Now, when you add in the leans, he goes from 203 to 290, and he's over 270, and it's over, okay? So then, of course, the next question is, okay, but what are the lean states? Those are the ones that are really important. Not solid and not on the bubble, but they're leaning very likely Biden. So these are the ones that if he wins it, good night, Irene, 290 more than enough. Pennsylvania, he has a giant lead in Pennsylvania, 9, 10, 12 points in Pennsylvania. So we're in great shape here there. Colorado, Hillary won it last time. Very solid lead for Biden this time. Not remotely worried about it. New Hampshire, super solid lead. Not really even a swing state at this point, I think, at the national level. I know that it's got a small chance of it. But bottom line is, not in this election. Not worried about New Hampshire at all. Minnesota, not worried about Minnesota at all. They're saying they're being, in my opinion, super safe by calling those lean Democrat. Those are almost certainly Democrat. Then you've got 4 states that are not 100%, okay? You've got, or 4 parts of states. So Arizona is right now in Biden's camp, but it's on the bubble, right? It's leans him, but I wouldn't guarantee it. And then Nebraska's 2nd district, he's doing great, and that's 1 electoral college vote, and it's definitely leaning in his direction, but I wouldn't count it to be safe. Then, of course, there's Michigan and Wisconsin. Now, if Biden wins Michigan and Wisconsin, he doesn't need Arizona at all. He doesn't need Nebraska's 2nd district. He doesn't need Maine's 2nd district either. He doesn't need any of that. You win Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Colorado, and Minnesota, which you're very likely to win. Then you win Michigan and Wisconsin, where he has very comfortable leads, and this thing is over. So would you rather be Biden or Trump is a funny question. I mean, would you rather be Muhammad Ali or me if you're in a boxing match? It's not close. This is not remotely close. And I'm not saying it based on their skill level, their politics, or how good they are at politics or policy. I'm just telling you the numbers. So now, look, to give you a sense of how disastrous shape Donald Trump is in. So these are the states he has to win, and then he still doesn't have enough, and then he's got to win Michigan or Wisconsin, okay? So he's got to win Texas. If we're having that conversation, he's in deep trouble, as I explained before. Then he's got to win Georgia. Well, that should be no problem at all for a Republican, but right now, it's pretty much tied in Georgia. So then number 3, he's got to win Iowa. Democrats have won Iowa before. Obama won Iowa in 2008, but normally pretty easily Republican, not solidly Republican, but leans Republican for sure. Not this time around. It's on the bubble. And the last couple of polls I've seen, Biden is up by a little bit in Iowa. But Trump needs that for sure. Then you've got North Carolina. Of course, he's got to have North Carolina as the Republican. But right now, Biden winning in every poll in North Carolina. By a little bit, but he's winning. So these are terrible results for Trump. Then he's got to get Maine's 2nd district. Then he has to get Ohio and Florida and then go back and get either Michigan or Wisconsin, plus Arizona, plus Nebraska's 2nd district. Good luck, brother, or don't. I don't want you to have any luck at all. I don't want you to cheat at all. I just want to have the election. I want every single vote counted. Let the chips fall where they may, and here's where they're going to fall. Clearly to Biden at this point. And the only thing that, like, Trump would have to do something miraculous, but everybody thinks that he's something he isn't. He's a fraud. He's not intellectually capable of pulling off some sort of miraculous move that is so strategic, and it would have to be deeply strategic to overcome this kind of lead. Not remotely possible from this simpleton. He's a one-trick pony. Cameras, where are the cameras? Me so good. Me like, you like me, right? Etc. Me good with words. That's Donald Trump, right? And he's tried that trick 1,000 times. He's trying it. Everything he tries makes him look more desperate, and he goes further down. So my job to deliver the truth to you guys, and that's what it looks like right now. Last couple of names for you guys. Matt E., thank you for signing up. Appreciate it. Brian Costello, thank you for super chatting it. Bobby Reyes, thank you, brother. Colleen Bryan, thank you. Chris Good, thank you for using super chat. Art, that went by quick, but Art, I love you, brother. Thanks for signing up. He might even be an upgrade because I thought I remembered his name. Roberto Andrade. I am butchering the names today. Isaiah Gonzalez. These are all the young Turks brothers. And apparently I like the word brother today. Conductor Boy. Marilyn Medina. I think I'm near the end here. And Nostradamus. You guys have fun names. Dana Aguilar, I think I said, and Steve Chavez, I said. Dark Lighter, thank you for super chat. Robbie the Singer 19, thank you for signing up. Love you guys. See you soon. Great news. Share it. Anthony Gonzalez.